Good evening, konbanwa. Genki desu ka? Hope you are genki desu. My camera's all lopsided. I've just realised. Let's see if we can straighten it up a little bit. Is that better? I think so. Dear, never mind. Okay, it might still be a bit lopsided. Let me just try and change that. Good evening. Welcome to Thursday evening. Kevin. Good evening. Hope you're okay. I hope everybody's well and is fine and dandy on this Thursday evening. I'm ever so slightly excited. I'm not going to lie. Today's been a busy day and I have good news. So we have the Clifton Dojo opening next Tuesday, 5 to 6 p.m. at All Saints Academy in Clifton. Okay, we still have spaces there. So if you wish to come to that class, it's an early class. But if you wish to come along next Tuesday, then please do. Remember, juniors only at the moment, no adults at the moment. And then on Wednesday, the Gambling Gay class at the Eco Hub will be running from 6 till 7 p.m. And that class is full. Okay, I have no more spaces there, I'm afraid, at the moment. And then the new Sandy Dojo, okay, which is next door to our old dojo, that will start next Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. Okay, and that class is pretty full, to be honest, but we've still got a couple of spaces there. And the plan is to continue online next Tuesday. So hopefully after the Clifton class, I'll come home, have a quick bite to eat, and then I'll be ready for 7 o'clock next Tuesday as per normal. There will be, as I said, the classes on Wednesday and Thursday. There'll be no training on Thursday online because I probably won't be home till well gone 7 o'clock. But anyway, I think what we'll do, Thursday 7 till 8 class, no, I won't be here. So that won't happen. But what I'm trying to do is juggle at the moment the dojos that we've been able to open and the online classes as well. Very conscious adults that you can't train at the moment, so I'm doing my best to sort that out. We have found an open space on a Wednesday evening in Gambling Gate. Very much thanks to Paul for sorting that out. I'm just a little bit conscious of the fact that we won't finish the Gambling Gate class till 7 o'clock. So realistically, we're looking at 7:15 start, and I think it will get too dark before we can get an hour's training in. So anyway, let me think about that. Let me digest that. And I've only literally just found out this afternoon. So I'll try and look forward to that and plan something so we can do as much training as possible. Okay, so I've got to juggle my day job, my evening job, which is karate, in terms of training every night, online or in the dojo. So it's pretty going to be a few busy weeks, but I'm quite looking forward to it, to be honest. I'm super excited to just be able to get back in the dojos. Good evening, Kayla, and good evening, Tim and Huxtable Clan. Thank you for joining us on Thursday. So this will be, as I say, continuing online, certainly on a Tuesday evening, and I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to do a second evening for the adult classes as well. But I need to just look into things. I need to sort out our insurance tomorrow, so I'm about to do that. So now that I've got confirmation that we've got enough people coming back, I'm going to make sure all the dojos are insured and licensed. Everybody's licenses will need renewing because we haven't done that since last year. So we'll do that over the next few weeks as well. So lots of stuff to do, but lots of exciting times ahead, I'm sure. So, and then we'll plan a grading within a few, hopefully sort of May, June time. I think we're probably looking at June, which would be our normal grading slot. So I'm going to try and do that as well. The Sandy Dojo, unfortunately, will not be open until September. This is the Hombu Dojo, where we normally train in the big sports hall at the sports centre. That's not open until September. So we are using the village hall. So if you're coming on Thursday, please come to the village hall, which is to the right of the school. Okay, do not come to the school because we won't be there and you won't be allowed in. So that's the only other change, really. The Potton Dojo will remain in the same place. The Eco Hub and Gambling Go remain in the same place. And the Clifton Dojo is in the same place as well. And online will obviously be in the same place on YouTube. So hopefully that gives you some confidence as well into coming back into the dojo and something to look forward to, certainly for the juniors. I'm very much looking forward to seeing everybody, if I'm perfectly honest. Stuck in my kitchen on my own is not always a great thing. But it's been okay. It's been a learning lesson, and it's made me think about a few things in the way that I train and teach as well. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll bow. Ken, good evening. And Ray, standing bell. We'll do a quick warm up and then we'll just get tonight's lesson going. Okay, so eight star jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, Nijichi, Niji, Nijisan, Nijishi, Nijigo, Nijok, Nijisichi, Nijihachi, Nijiko, Sanju, Sanjuichi, Sanjuni, Sanjusan, Sanjushi, Sanjugo, Sanjurok, Sanjusichi, Sanjuhachi, Sanjuko, Shiju, Shijuichi, Shijuni, Shijusan, Shijushi, Shijugo, Shijurok, Shijusichi, Shijuhachi, Shijiko, Dojo. Okay, bouncing. Just let your body relax. Okay, shake the legs and shake the arms. Work on your rubies, that's your fingers. Take ruby, your wrist, and your arms. 1. And relax your shoulders. Okay, good. So, hips round. So we have lots to plan for over the next coming weeks. Make sure the dojos are safe. Juniors, you'll all be training as you were before. There'll be sanitizing opportunities before and after the lesson. No adults, spectators are allowed in the dojos at all. So I'm really sorry, parents and carers, you're going to have to stay in the car park or have a walk, like you haven't done enough of that in the last year. But my apologies for that. We're just not allowed any adults at the moment. Hopefully that will change after May the 17th, when the adults are allowed back at their at the back of the dojo. Okay, just knees flexing forwards and backwards. Don't twist them. Okay, right arm forward. Now practice your stance whilst we're doing that tonight. So right arm forwards. Okay, just get lower with your stance. Good, now backwards. Okay, change left leg. Sorry, right leg forward and left arm forwards. Remember to flex that stance, stretch it, feel the pull on the back of the legs. And change the arms back. Very good. Okay, and arms stretching nice and wide. Left arm forward, right arm back. Change. 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 Excellent, good, good, good. That's the upper body done, isn't it? Okay, so Kibidachi, side stance. Okay, just let your knees naturally fall forwards, okay? Don't force your knees out. Okay, so let your knees naturally fall forward. Okay, take the left foot and turn it out. Ankle Kotsudachi, back stance. And pull that in, shift your body weight. Again on the back leg this time. Turn the feet in, back to Kibadachi. Okay, so now turn your feet out. Sit down, Shikadachi, square stance. Feet back in. Change to Zen Kotsudachi, front stance. Bend the back leg out. And Furudachi. Zen Kotsudachi the other side, 45 degrees. Hanmi. And Furudachi. So Furudachi is, if you think of Kibadachi and Zen Kotsudachi, it's kind of halfway. Yeah, so similar sort of stance, but not the same. In between the two, I think. Okay, shake the legs off. That'll do for a warm up, I think. Us. Hey, us. So I'll remind everybody at the end of the lesson, just as the plans for next week, as they, if in case anybody else is joining a little bit late this evening. Okay, so tonight's lesson we're going to do a bit of a mix up again as we did on Tuesday, just to kind of get the brain thinking, a bit of basic, bit of Kihon, BR, maybe a bit of Kumite, maybe a bit of Kata as well. So Tuesday we did Gyakuzuki, Chokuzuki, and Mawashi Geri as Kihon techniques. And then we did Kata Hia Nidan. We didn't do any Kumite because we didn't have time. So this evening I will do my best to try to get all three elements kind of covered this evening. Okay, great. Us. Hey, yoi. Hey. Okay, so when you're in yoi position, this is your alert stage. You're ready. Okay, so yoi literally means ready. Okay, so make sure your presentation is good. Your dogi should already be done up, hopefully. Us. Okay. And your hands should be closed, fists closed, but you're not tense, you're relaxed. So your hara yeah, just drops, and you sit on your hips, okay? And from this position here, you're ready to then take the command from the sensei as and when that's such. Okay, so, Kyosuke, os, hey, yoi. Hey, left arm out, chokuzuki position, and punch in 10 times, slow speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now medium speed. Again, make sure we're practicing our punches to our embusen. Okay, our performance line is right in the center here. Everything stays tight to the body, remember I said before, and the hand turns over together. Connections, okay, lots and lots of connections. I've started another Lego build this evening. Connections are really important, otherwise it just falls apart. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, yame. Hey, yame. Okay, so now as we go faster, higher grades, we're using the hip. Yeah, exaggeration obviously for you there, but that's all you're doing. You're using your hip, not your shoulders. Okay, but remember, everything still stays relaxed until kime. Kime means the end of the technique. Okay, so your position, remember this is hachidachi, shizentai. Okay, so it's a shizentai natural stance. And our feet are turned out just as they would be naturally if we're just standing. Okay, so left arm out, right arm on the hip. Left is hidari, so hidari 1, and migi 1. Okay, punching in with speed, speedo, which means fast in Japanese. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, yame. And right. Hey, inoi. Okay, really important thing that I wanted to point out this evening that I meant to do on Tuesday, completely forgot about it, and that is that as soon as you start karate, we bow. So everything starts with a bow, everything ends in a bow. A lot of that's to do with respect and etiquette and just being pleasant to each other, okay? And finishing yame in Japanese, coming to an end, okay? Well, once you've bowed, yeah, you're still in a state of alertness in the dojo. So we say yoi is ready. Yoi is important and you must stay ready all the time, okay? Unless your sensei says inoi, which I think means relax, okay? Or they mean relax and they give you that instruction, okay? Otherwise, you remain ready. So once you've bowed, you do your technique, you yame, you bow, and you come back to yoi. So you stay alert and you stay ready. Sensei says, relax everybody. You bow once more, and then you can relax. Now, relaxing doesn't mean laying on the beach, okay? And picking your nose, playing with your hair. Well, I've got lots of it at the moment. It doesn't mean any of the things. It still just means relax, okay? Now, I find this really rude in the dojo. And the reason I do is that my sensei always told me it was rude. And ever since, I've used that and said in my dojos that I don't like it. So you will see me stare you down in the dojo if I see anybody fold their arms, because I just don't like it, okay? The reason our gis don't have pockets is so we can't put our hands in their pockets, but likewise, this is not a great position to be in. You can't defend yourself, and if you fall forwards, you're going to have a very bad nose. So, hands relaxed, hands down relaxed. You can put them behind your back, you can put them on your hips, don't mind, but not this. I see this as being quite disrespectful in the dojo. So students, adults, you all know that because I just give you the death stare from sensei. And you know I never mean anything bad by that. It's just a reminder. We all forget, okay? We all forget. So please do not worry if I ever give you the death stare. It just means you forgot at that moment in time. So we just have to remind ourselves, okay? And ready. And yoi. Okay, so stepping back, Gidambarai. Ich. And back to yoi. Left leg now, step back, Gidambarai. I. And back. Step left leg forward, Gidambarai. Ish. And right leg forward, Gidambarai. Ich. And back. Okay, so again, here, no shoulders, okay? But remember, as you pull back with your right hand, here, okay, your right hip comes back So it's all connected, blocking and pulling back, connected, okay? So, right, hey, yoi, and stepping back, gidambarai, each, yeah. And back to shizentai, and left leg back, knee, hammy, shonen, hammy. So half facing, and back to shizentai, left leg forward this time, each, and back, and knee, and back. So right leg back, left leg forward, right leg forward. It doesn't matter if you make your legs do different things. It's not important. What's important is the technique and the relaxation. Okay. When I did Shotokan karate for the first time, and the second time, and the first year, fifth year, possibly later on, big movements. Shoulders came up, big downward block to get as much power as possible. Okay. Craziest thing ever, but that's what I used to do. And I see many students do that all the time. Just from here, down the arm. So you're brushing, yeah? That's the feeling that you want. You don't want it to come away from the body. Better this way, isn't it? You don't want this. And you don't want your shoulders up. So from here. Yeah, it's that feeling. So try to again think about just basic techniques. Very simple technique, and one of the first things we ever learn in karate, but doing it right and doing it correctly takes time and constant thought. Yeah, constant working out, and we're doing it correctly this evening, etc. So from this position here, yeah, show your hip and back. Yeah. So think about what you're doing. So if you want to do a little bit of hip and then bring it down to get your kime better, then try that. Try that for a few lessons or weeks, etc., months maybe. To get yourself to do something regularly, so in other words, it becomes natural, takes much time. That's awful English. A lot of time. Okay, and much focus is what I'm trying to say. You've really got to kind of focus on what are you trying to achieve. So you pick an element that you want to achieve. So for me, for many, many years, it was the shoulders, because they were my biggest nemesis in karate. They were telling people what I was doing because they were going up and down like yo-yos. So it's important to focus on one thing. So when we step back in Amrai, it could be just in my yoi position correct. Is my elbow down? Is my hand in the correct position? Are my shoulders square? And then when we move back here, it could be, are my elbows out? Am I disconnected from my body? Should be here. And as I finish here, just above the fist, above the knee with the fist. And this hand should finish at the same time, so they stay connected. Okay, so you can see straight away there is an awful lot that you can think about for just one technique. And that's just the blocking element. We haven't talked about the stance at all. So with karate, the reason I don't ever get bored after 30 plus years of doing it is that you can't. There's too much to change and focus and develop and whatever. And you must never stop, okay, because it's what makes it so much interesting. Today I've been practicing a kata that I really dislike, Basai Sho. It's my least favourite kata because it reminds me of a very dark time in my life when I broke my leg very badly in a kumite match. Complete freak accident, but it meant that I wasn't able to do my second dan, which was the week later. Okay, yes, I know doing a competition a week before my dan grading was not a clever idea, but I did it and I suffered and I still suffer. Okay, what happened was then I was trying to make myself better at that kata, but I couldn't put weight on this leg for an awful long time, not properly. So I taught myself, my sensei helped me learn the kata with a couple of extra moves that were built for me and to help me understand the kata. But of course, every time I then went to perform the kata, I would do it that way and not the correct way. So it became a problem. It became a problem psychologically and just a kata that I pushed to the side, not wishing to do. I did it for my second dan, and I did pass it eventually, obviously, as you can tell. But I find it a kata I just don't enjoy doing, and I think it's that mental block. But today, I spent a good hour doing it. Did it several times, just working on different elements of it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So sometimes the difficult things that we dislike become the things that we do like. And they only do that if you practice and you work hard. So, right, yoi, step back, Gidanbarai, ish. Hey, back to Kamae, hey, back to Kamae, and forward, and back to Kamae, and forward, and back to Kamae, and just stay relaxed. Okay, now speed up, and stepping back, forwards, hey, ready, ich, ni, san, shi, and back, ich, ni, san, shi, yeah, and back. Hey, yummy. And ready. Hey, very good. So stay relaxed, and tense at the end. Just at the end. Okay, very good. Same thing. Step back. Gidanbarai. Maigeri. Gidanbarai. Come back. Gidanbarai. Maigeri, Gidanbarai. Step forwards. Gidanbarai. Maigeri, Gidanbarai. Step forwards. Gidanbarai. Not Gyakuzuki. Gidanbarai. I know you want to gyak, but you can't. And back. Staying upright. Good form. Looking smart, always. Head up, always. Head not down, shoulders down. This is me at the start of my karate journey. Very much like this, okay? Probably looking for a better fringe than this. In fact, I definitely had a fringe longer than this, okay? And I used to have to do this all the time to see what I was doing. Not very confident person, as you can imagine. Very quiet, very shy. This was me. This is me, okay? There's a big difference in the person you see now and the person that used to be here. So it's important, okay, that we try to build that confidence by just thinking we're better. If you think you're better, you will be better naturally. Okay, so again, stepping back, Gidanbarai, Maigeri, Gidanbarai, and back, Maigeri, sorry, Gidanbarai, Maigeri, not Gyakuzuki, Gidanbarai. Step forward, Gidanbarai, Maigeri, Gidanbarai. Hey, Gidanbarai, Maigeri, Gidanbarai. Now the reason we're doing this is the kick is kind of a bit of a distraction. I'm not going to lie. Okay, the aim I want to do is to try and get your Gidanbarais perfected. Okay, so the kick is a distraction. It's not really a technique of focus at this moment in time, but it is a distraction. Takes your mind away from Gidanbarai and then doesn't give you much time to do the Gidanbarai stepping back. So you've got to be kind of keen and keeping on top of this. So when you do it slowly, your first technique should be good. Yeah, your kick is a distraction, but it's still a good kick. And then a nice strong Gidanbarai, the same as the first. And back to Shizentai, of course. So Gidanbarai, strong, and strong. So you're disconnecting from the Gidanbarai by putting in the distraction and then go back to Gidanbarai very, very quickly. This keeps you on board, okay? Keeps you on task and keeps your mind focused on the task in hand. So again, look straight forwards, Gidanbarai. Good strong Gidanbarai. Maigeri. Good strong Gidanbarai. Change. Gidanbarai. Check this hip is correct. Maigeri. Gidanbarai. Okay, and right, us. So sometimes distraction techniques, I use them a lot within my karate, okay, especially when I'm teaching. People don't know I do that because I don't tell people what I'm doing. They just think they're doing a combination. But what I'm looking for is for a technique, the understanding of it, strong. Yeah, the distraction, people keep Maigeri and then they just drop the arm. Yeah, strong, and then they drop the arm. And that's no good. So our focus has to be on what we're doing at the time. So Sensei says, Gidanbarai, Maigeri, Gidanbarai, Maigeri, Gidanbarai, Maigeri, Gidanbarai, Maigeri. You do those techniques, okay, in the same way. Not good, bad, worse, terrible. Should be good, or as best you can do. So trying to stay focused is not easy, particularly for a child. Okay, so you just have to do your best, and that's all we ask. Okay, so stepping back, gidan burai, ish, maigeri, ich, gidan burai. From the same position, the yoi position is the same, the technique is the same. Gidan burai. Gidan burai. Gidan burai. So we're not even thinking of the kick now, are we? Gidan burai. Gidan burai. Hey, yame. Yame. Excellent. Good. Hey, yoi. So, the most simplest of techniques, beginners will learn that in lesson 1, along with Chokozuki, okay, and then they'll learn that for weeks and weeks afterwards. I've been doing it over 30 years, still doing it now. Nothing changes, just different things, mindsets, etc. How can I perfect that technique, okay? What I'm really frustrated with at the moment is my dojo is my kitchen, for one, so my family's slightly annoyed with me on a Tuesday and Thursday evening. And 2 is the floor. This floor is always freezing cold. No matter how warm I am, my feet are like blocks of ice. And when I try to move, I stick. And we clean this floor regularly, trust me. We clean it a lot, but it doesn't matter. I can't move. This is not one of those floors. So I just stick to these floor tiles. So I'm missing my dojo where I can slide into my techniques. That's a really big thing for me because I've been perfecting that over the last few years. And I've really started to enjoy how I can transfer the weight of my body correctly as opposed to clumping down, which is what I did for many years, like many of us do. So I'm focusing on different elements, okay? The good thing about looking at myself into a camera is I have a screen with a little picture of me about this big. And I can see good enough or well enough just to see whether I'm in good position or not. So this has been a great learning experience for myself and my own karate. And made me think about the way that I look to other people. Okay, ayoi. So what we're going to do now is you need a little bit of room. Probably 2 meters is enough, forwards and backwards. If you have 3 meters, then fantastic. If you have short legs, you'll get this done in under 2 meters. So we're going to do some kumite, and we're going to do some different kumite. We're going to do sambon kumite. So we're going to do a jodan attack, followed by a chudan attack, followed by a chudan kick. Okay, and then we're going to do a block for each of those techniques. Okay, so this doesn't form part of our syllabus as such, okay, but it does form part of our karate, and we do it in the dojo a lot because I absolutely love kumite. So what we're going to do is, we'll start on the attacks to start with. Now you can do any attacks, but I'm going to keep it simple this evening so that everybody can follow and have a go. But the attacks could be anything. Yeah, it could be a washigeri, shirogeri, kikomigeri attacks, and then 3 defenses and a counter attack. So first things first, we have a partner who will be here. And I'll show you from both angles so you can see the attack from both angles. Okay, we bow to each other as normal, and we join together as normal. Now, if I'm the attacker, okay, I'd be checking my distance from my opponent, and I want to be, well, for me, I'd want to be touching the gi, okay, but for a junior, we'd probably be at 1.5 inches, 2 inches away from the gi, okay. Put your fist towards their sort of sternum area. Don't stick your fist in someone's face. It's really rude and just not very pleasant. So just here is good. Keep the shoulders relaxed, and then you'll step back your own way. Now I'm just going to shuffle back, okay, to get room. Now the 3 attacks that we're going to do jodan punch to the chin, which is oizuki, a chudan punch to the stomach, which is oizuki, and then a final kick to the stomach, which is maigeri. So I'm just shuffling up as close as I can to the radiator to see if I can shorten my stances. I will have to, but there we go. So I look at my partner, jodan. They acknowledge that with the os. And keeping my form, I come through jodan punching 1, then follow straight through the punch chudan 2, and a maigeri kick, 3. Now we step back together. So I step back being the attacker and being the aggressor. I want to now be passive, so I step back, and my opponent steps up. They are now the same distance away from me as I was, but they can check that by putting their fist out. Hopefully that will be similar distance, depending upon the height of your opponent. And now you will now step back, gidan burai, and hopefully not walk into my patio door. Okay, the opponent looks at you, and they are going to attack here, here, and here. Jodan, os, yoi position ready, agyuki ich, soltoryuki ni, gidan burai, yakuzuki to finish. Hey, yame. Okay. And I step back up to my position, so I return to my position, and remember the attacker steps back. Okay, now when I teach, I tend to call the attacker Tora, which is what it means, and Uki, blocker, receiver. Okay, that's what I tend to use in my dojo, just so people understand which part they're playing within this training, part of the training that we're doing. Okay, so once more, just from this angle, okay, I'll change legs this time. So my left leg back, make sure I don't hit the radiator. Okay, Jodan, os, attacking. 1, 2, 3. We step back and Yame together. They return to their position. I step back. I'm now ready to receive. Left side. So I'm going to block with my right arm. Jodan, os. Block. Upper rising block. Soto ryuki block. Gidanburai. Gyakuzuki. I return to my position. They step back. We take a pace away from each other. And ready. Os. So when we bow, we are bowing to each other. Okay? And that's correct. It's important to make sure you're facing your opponent. I remember when I used to do this many, many years ago, we used to stand facing each other and we used to both move our right foot, which means I go to step towards my left and they do the same. And we miss each other when we bow. So they bow there and I bow here. Well, that's no good. Okay. Also, sometimes you'll see that people say that you have to bow like this. Never take your eyes off your opponent. Okay, that's ridiculous. Please don't ever do that in the dojo because that's just rude. So make sure that there is distance between you so you both can bow formally to each other. And then you'll check your distance afterwards. And you only bow at the beginning of the Kumite session and at the end. You don't need to keep bowing all the time because you're going to waste time in the dojo. Okay, as long as you've done that correct bowing at the beginning and at the end, then that's absolutely fine. Okay, so from this angle, so from me facing the camera, if you wish to do so now, you can now be the uki, so you can defend and I will attack, us, okay, and then you can reciprocate in a moment. Us, hey, yoi. Okay, so I'm going to step back right leg, get right, each, try not to hit unit, jodan, and attack into the chin, ish, to the stomach, knee, hey, kick into the stomach, hey, yame, you step up, we maintain our distance, you check your distance now, okay, you should be just be up in front of my gi, step back, gidanburai, okay, and then when you're ready, jodan, os, you step back, I step up. We maintain our mind. We're not changing yet. Okay, so I'm now going to step back when checking with my distance. Step back with my left leg. I'm now going to attack you left side. Jodan, us. I step back, you step up to return to your position. And now you step back with your left leg ready to attack Jodan. Jodan, us, Agyuki, Sotoruki, Gidanburai Gyakutsuki. You step back, I step up, we return to our positions. Take a pace away from each other so we can bow to each other correctly. Us. And inui. Maintaining focus. Still here, opponent's still there. Sensei has not said relax. So stay that focus. I'm ready. Us. Okay, relax. And for me, whenever I partner with anybody, we're not allowed to handshake at the moment. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Okay. Obviously, we do an awful lot of bowing in Shotokan karate. We're traditional Shotokan karate, so we use a lot of Japanese. We use a lot of Japanese terminology, but we're still British English. I'm English. So shaking of the hand, I think, is still a really nice way of greeting people. So I think it's important to do that. Thank people for the opportunity to train with them at such a high level, where both people can really, really go at each other and enjoy their kumite without fear, okay, and without worry or being anxious about being hurt or hurting someone else. Okay, if you train really hard and fast for someone really good, there's no better feeling, in my opinion. I've been very fortunate to train with some amazing karateka all over the world and in England, and when you have a really good kumite session with somebody, it literally brightens up your life because you feel really thankful for the opportunity. So be grateful. Thank the person for their time. Us. Okay, so Sanbon Kumite, 3-step. Okay, it can also be done in a different way. So you have a person here with 2 attackers either side. Sanbon, Ichi-ni-san, 3 people. So Sanbon Kumite isn't just 3 forward and 3 back. It could be with 3 people. The way I do that in my dojo is different ways. Okay, I have a person attacking right side this side and left side this side. I'm somewhat at an angle of 45 degrees so that we're doing a triangle. Okay, so there's lots of different ways. One in front and one behind is one of my favorite ways of doing this. Okay, so there are lots of different ways of doing Sanbon Kumite. But this way, the forward and back, okay, with the Jodan, Chudan, Maige attack is the most simplest form and what most people do in the dojo to start with. But as I say, we only teach a small amount to you in terms of getting you ready for gradings and syllabus. If you stay with us for longer, then you will see that we will teach you unbelievable things. Okay, and I truly mean that. They are literally amazing. There are so many different ways to do one thing in karate. That's the cool thing about it. Us. Okay, right. Hey, yoi. Okay, so make sure we've got room to do this a little bit faster, a little bit stronger. Kumite is nothing without ki. So let's go. Let's hope my neighbours don't call the police. Us. Hand step back, get right. Ich. Hey. Hey, attacking you. Jodan, right side. Migi. Us. Jodan. Us. Aya! 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 Hey, mate. Okay, you should be now back in Gidambarai position ready, and you're attacking me now. Speed off. Fast speed. Us. You say, Jodan. Us. Aya! Hey, mate. Hey, I'm ready. No bowing. Step back with your left leg. Okay, you're already receiving from me from my left side. Us. Hey, left side, Joran! Us! Aya! 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 And now receiving the left side, so left leg back, Gidambarai, ready. Jodan! Us! Aya! Hey, step back. And ready, us! Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Us. Ever so slightly awkward that was. I very nearly lost my toes to the table and the back unit. So I have to be a little bit careful. Shortening my stances each time. The problem is when you want to go full speed, and naturally I close people down really quickly because that's what I do, I go forwards. And so therefore, yeah, literally, I almost lost my feet then. Never mind. Us. Okay, right, us. Okay, let's do some kata. So we did Heian Nidan on Tuesday. Let's do Heian Yondan. Heian Yondan. Us. Okay, so this is Heian kata number 4. So our traditional kata number 4. Okay, so Heian means peaceful, and Yondan just means level 4. Okay, so this kata is very interesting because, and I think it's one of my favorites because of the amount of kicks in it. Okay, now there are 6 in total, and often people think there are only 5 and become a little bit confused when we say there are 6, but it will become obvious as we do it. The start is very similar to Heian Nidan, okay, but not to be confused because the rest of it is very different. Lots of back stance, so lots of kukutsadachi, the 6 kicks, and some really interestingly named Japanese techniques that always, without fail, my students in my classes just wet their pants, basically. They just laugh out loud so many times because of the name of one of the blocks. It is a very cool block. From the adult's perspective, we understand how it works and what it does, but the kids, they don't matter, they just think it's hilarious. Okay, so you'll hear that in a second, no doubt. Okay, again, difficult, slight caveat. I can't slide my foot into the first position on this floor. I'm just rooted to it. So I'll do my best to describe as we should be doing it. Okay, so first of all, ready. Us. Interesting point. I must point this out very quickly for health and safety reasons. If I start my kata at the back of the dojo here, I will be ending up outside. Okay, so this is very serious. If I stand with my back here, I go through this wall and I will go into the living room. Okay, it's really important. This kata, you always end up at least 1 meter to 1.5 meters, possibly 2 meters if you've got really long legs, further back than when you start. Okay, it's the only kata where you do that really. There is another kata called chinte where you have something similar happen, but in a different way. This is important, okay? I won't embarrass one of our instructors who did this at their downgrading in front of a set of fire doors and went through the other side of them into the car park, just narrowly missing one of the sensei's BMWs. It's not a great thing to do. And all the instructors were in hysterics because we knew it was going to happen. So please make sure, yeah, you stand forwards on this kata. Never do it on the edge of a cliff. It's a terrible idea. Okay, right, us. So yoi, I will tell you if I need to shuffle, and I most certainly will need to at some point. Okay. Os, yoi, and so the kata, hi, yan, yondan. Okay, so the first things first, misconception by a lot of people. Most people, when they open their hands here, they then throw them behind themselves. Now you're going to go left into back stance, the same as I said to you about hien nidan. Okay, you're going to go left, but you are not going to throw your hands to the right. You're just going to open them where they are. So each, this is where I'd like to slide but can't. Okay, so the hands naturally look like they're offline, but they're not. My position has not changed. From here, my body has changed because of the leg going out. Okay, so the hands stay here. Looking where you're going, they always come up as before, but nice and slow. Give it a count of about 3 to 4. Okay, make sure you're sitting on this back leg. Okay, and again, box section here. Make sure you're looking between the two hands. And then from here, you want to shift your body weight to the other hip. Drop the hands down and come back up the other way. Now, don't bring your shoulder up to do this. Leave your shoulder where it is and articulate, yeah, from the shoulder. Trying to get the right angle here. So don't lift the shoulder up. Yeah. Use the shoulder joint to get the hand in the correct position. So you don't have to do this to get the arms correct. Yeah, you can make sure you can manipulate your body, keeping the shoulder down as opposed to bringing it up. That's the best angle, isn't it? There you go. Here. Okay, so that's what we want to be doing. Want to make sure this stays down and not comes up like this. Take your weight. Okay, here I'm done. So each. Oh, I want to slide and I can't. Knee. Then from here, the right hand, the front hand, okay, needs to come on the top of the left hand, okay, and just drop down naturally. Jujuoki, X block. Jujuoki, X block. Okay, Zenkutsudachi, fun stance. Okay, important now, your hands. If your hands are rotated over, so for me that's horizontal, that is incorrect, okay? Your hands should be vertical, tati. Tati is the word. This is so you can block the seiken on both hands. If you turn them this way, you're not necessarily going to block the seiken, and you'll be blocking with the lower knuckles. Yeah, your fourth and fifth metacarpals are really thin and skinny and will break. Okay, so it's important to block like so. Just going to shuffle back so we have more room. Okay, and then from here, just keep the shoulders where they are, keep them low, bring the hands, draw them to the side, and Kukutsudachi back stance. Okay, now again, I know the 0.5 angle is showing this as me being offline, but I'm in line with the camera lens. And this is called Morotoki, and we've already done this in the katas previously, such as Hien Nidan, Hien Sandan, Os. Okay, and we did this on Tuesday as part of Hien Nidan. So remember the base of the ulna down here, just tuck in there. Os. Okay, so 1, 2, X block 3, augmented block 4. Os. Okay, so Kukutsudachi, Kukutsudachi, Zenkutsudachi, Kukutsudachi. Back stance, front stance, back stance. Okay. So I'm going to have to shuffle a bit. I'm sorry, this kata, I don't have enough room in my dojo to do this without shuffling, but I will explain as I do it. Hiyan yondan. So down, come up with the hands, shift the body weight, and come up the other side. Keep the shoulder down. X block to the front, and then Morotoki to the front. This looks really weird in this on the screen, but I am promising you that better. I am doing it correctly. I know I am, but there you go. Now, the next move is quite complicated, so I'll just explain it slowly. So I'll break it down from here. Leave the hands where they are, okay? As the feet draw up, the hands just squeeze to the hip together as the feet come together. And this stance is called Hai Sukudachi, okay? So feet together stance. So in my dojo, they are together, heels and toes. Yeah, really important. I look for this in everybody's kata. If they don't do this correctly, then I'm not very happy. It's one of those things that really annoys me. This is attention to detail. Hai Sukudachi, no dachi. It's kind of not even Masudachi, it's just terrible. So here, pay attention to detail, really important. Let your hips drop. Koshi Kamai, hand on the hip, cup and saucer. Remember we did this on Tuesday. Saucer, cup goes on top. Here. Now from here, we're going to kick Kiyagi Geri, side snap kick, and back fist. Now we did this on Tuesday in Hyanidan, so I'm not going to spend too much on it this evening. So the knee comes up to where we want to kick, okay? And we kick and punch together. So it's exactly the same as what we did before. So here, okay, keep the balance, keep the height, okay? Open the hand, bring the right elbow now from that hip, keep it tight, and Mawashi and Pyuchi. So this is roundhouse elbow here. You must think of, after you've done the fist, the Yurakunuchi, okay, that this hand opens, and the elbow from here comes into the hand. Not the other way around, not hand hitting the hip. Okay? If you want to think of it in a really bad, cool way, get in someone's head and you're letting them kiss your elbow. Like so. Okay, so from here, make sure you're looking. So remember I said on Tuesday, when we do Koshi Kamai, whatever hip it's on, we're generally looking the other way in virtually every kata that we do. So we're looking here, position, ready to kick and back fist together. Balance, elbow. Then draw the right leg up, Koshi Kamai, and look the other way. So now you're going to do exactly the same, but this side. So this is a good kata for practicing kicks. As I said, there's 6 in it in total, and you have to do both sides, so right and left side, okay? So that's good, it's good practice, okay? Here, don't bring your shoulder up to put your hand on top. Relax your shoulder, okay? Relax your hand on your hip. So again, same position as before. Back fist and kick together, ish, and elbow to here. Hips shown. Hips shown. If I show you this angle, maybe this will help. Yurakin Kiyagi each. Balance and elbow. Shonen. Square. Square, not hammy. Square. So you use the hip to push the elbow. Okay, and that is done obviously both sides. So, us, back to the beginning. Right? Yoi. Hiyan yondan. Oh, this floor is driving me mad, but I'm looking forward to my dojos next week. Change sides, shift the body weight, X block to the front, augmented block, back stance to the front. Just going to shuffle back so I have room for the kick. Okay, so from here, pulling up, Yurakin Kiyagi, and here to here. Okay, so from here, the left hand then just drops down, Gidan Shuto. So lower level Shuto, knife hand. Here, not necessarily knife hand block, could be a strike, but in this case, say knife hand block. And this hand, Jodan Shutoji. Okay, so ready to block here. So this is Zenko Sodachi. Twist now into the front stance facing towards the front of the dojo, or the camera in my case. So this is like an Agiyuki, and this is a Shuto. Remember, Shuto comes in many different guises. Okay, then we're going to kick Maegiri, good balance and form. And we push down with the left hand now. We're going to push down, and this hand will back fist as we slide up into cross leg stance, Kihon. Like so. Okay, so once more, just show that bit. I'm going to come over here more because it might be better for the camera angle. Okay, so 1, 2. Check the hip. Kick, balance, press. Kioi. Okay. And the kioi straight to the face. Back fist. So, Not an easy kata to do, I think, with a 0.5 lens. It doesn't show the angles very good. So I'm having to adjust, but that's okay. We like adjusting. So make sure, let me think, here. Zenkutsudachi this way, and all you do is we twist the hip 90 degrees and Zenkutsudachi the same way. So you don't move the stance from here to here. Okay. Kick straight, pressing, keep balance, and kiai. Okay. So I'm now going to go and turn this around. So kiai point is here. And the next move, bring the hands both on the hips, squeeze those shoulder blades together, but relax, turn. Slide the foot out, which I can't do. Punch up. Inkukutsudachi now, so this is back stance. And reverse wedge block. Kaki, waki, uki. Kaki, waki, uki. This is what makes the kids laugh. Okay. Then we're going to kick maigeri under the chin. Oizuki, gyakuzuki. And then we kind of come the same. The other side. Kaki, waki, uki. You have to shorten my kick because of the kitchen. Kick, oizuki, gyakuzuki. Okay. So this obviously will be done facing the other way. So I'm going to show you, see if I can create enough space to do this. So turn, kaki, waki, uki, kiki, oizuki, gyakuzuki, kaki, waki, uki, here. So now, at the back of the dojo, okay, so we're moving towards the back end of the dojo, okay, and we've just done our oizuki, gyakuzuki here. We're going to shift the body weight into back stance again, and we're going to be in line now. I mean, moroto uki, again, back, so combined block or augmented block. Move through augmented block again, and again for a third time. So again, showing this from a different angle, okay. So we've just done our, let me think, kaki, waki, uki, here. So augmented block 1, 2, and 3. So in line. And that is traveling to the back of the dojo. Okay, so traveling to the back of the dojo. Once we've got to that final point here, yeah, all we're going to do is just shift our body weight from back stance into Zenkutsudachi front stance. And imagine that you're grasping someone's ears or hair. I've got loads of it, so you grab the hair. I actually have got quite big ears as well. So anyway, you pull down to your hip line as you bring your knee up. So the kiai is as the face kisses the knee, as I say it in the junior class. Okay, so make sure from here, stop the fist there, because you don't need to go beyond the knee because the face has kissed the knee at that point. So here, turn shuto-uki forwards. Sort of shuto-uki as you step back, and shuto to finish. And then yame. Now, if I show you the kata as much as I can, shuffling around a little bit because of the room, I'll show you why you can't start at the back of the dojo. But I will need to shuffle. Ayoi. Hian yondan. Okay, just shuffling. So we have room so I can show the kicks. I'm going to shuffle right the way back now. The augmented block. Oh, this is all in back stance. Kukutsudachi. Zenkutsudachi. And yame. So ultimately, if I start here, I end up the other side of the wall. Yeah, in between my house and my neighbour's. If I start here, I will always end up at least a metre back. Okay, at least a metre back. So once we finish this kata, you always return to your original position and then rein. Andy boy. Okay. So obviously this isn't a lesson about teaching you how to do Hanyondan. If you hopefully you know how to do it, you've done it with me. If you don't, then we will teach you that in the dojos in the next few weeks, etc. So this kata is learnt at sort of green purple belt level. So it's a nice kata. It's one of my favourites. Probably used to be my favourite actually. I would say so because I was a kicker. So kicking was my thing. So any kata with 6 kicks and it was always a good thing. I think now I've changed and Hien Godan, the next kata is actually my favourite. Possibly followed by Hien Nidan, and this drops down to 3rd, but I change all the time. Maybe I find a kata that I work on and that moves up the ranks, as it were. And maybe that's the way it should be. There are 26 to choose from. And this is the nice thing. So you have kind of your Hien katas, which are up to sort of brown belt level. Then you have your black belt katas and your more advanced black belt katas. And they're all different in very different ways. And that took me many, many years before I really understood what kata was about. It was very difficult for me to learn the moves. I'm not going to lie. I struggled with putting the routines together and remembering them. I struggled to remember full stop. I have incredible memory in terms of people's faces that I've met. I can remember people from my childhood who don't know me now, but I know them. But actually, my memory, short-term memory, I think, in terms of learning is not great. So I used to struggle to pick these up from the lessons. I used to go home, read the books. If I was very lucky, find a video. Okay, and that's how long ago I was doing these. And tried to learn from there. And I found it really difficult and I really, really struggled. So kata was definitely my weakest element of karate. Now, it's a part that I really enjoy. In fact, I've found a real love for it, which I never had previously. So you just have to work at these things. And that's what I mean. That's what Shotokan's all about. It's about not giving up, not giving in. And always just trying to do your best. And you have good days and bad days. Yeah, forget the bad days, enjoy the good days, and you'll carry on. And you'll find a love for karate like I have. Hopefully, fingers crossed. If you become obsessed by it, like I am, then even better, because you live and breathe it. And then I think you truly start to get to know it. Of course. Okay, very, very good. Okay, let's finish up with just some punches. So, a chokazuki position, just 10 times. Nice and slow, so warm down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. And just nice and relaxed, 10 medium speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.はい、やめ。はい、気をつけ。はい、押す。どうぞくん。一つ、人間交換性にそのもとこと。一つ、誠の道を守ること。一つ、努力の精神、養うこと。一つ、礼儀を持ちおくこと。一つ、決起のよう、今しむること。押す。Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you very much. A quick reminder then about the things that are happening next week. Okay, so juniors, we're back in the dojos. The Clifton Dojo is open on Tuesday, 5 to 6 p.m. at the All Saints Clifton Academy, or Clifton All Saints Academy. So that's the lower school in Clifton in Church Street. Okay, and we are there from 5 to 6 p.m. on Tuesday. Wednesday, we will be at the Gamlingay Eco Hub in Stocks Lane, Gamlingay, okay, from 6 to 7 p.m. Okay, we have a completely full class there. I'm so sorry, we don't have any more space at all. I'm probably only just got enough room for a couple of instructors, to be honest, because we have a really good class there. So that's there for Wednesday. And then Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. at Sandy Village Hall, our new dojo in Sandy, whilst we can't use the main one. And that was 7 to 8 p.m. And we have a big class there, I think, already. So we have that almost full as well, which is great. It's really, really good to have dojos full of young people wanting to continue karate. So it's made my day. I'm not kidding you. All the messages I've had today have just been utterly brilliant. So thank you so much to all the parents and carers that have been sending me messages and telling me that your lovely children are coming back. I should be beaming even more next week once I've been training. So black belts, hopefully see you Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for the black belt session. So that's the Udansha session. If you're an intermediate black belt and you want to join, just let me know. I can send you the Zoom link because it'd be good to have you along. And I will continue with with YouTube next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Even though the Clifton Dojo is open, I will be back here to do the adult class online 7 p.m. next week. Okay. As for the Potter Dojo, we're hoping to be up and running again within a couple of weeks. The school doesn't actually open until next Tuesday because they have an inset day. So I don't think they're ready for us next Tuesday, which is the 13th, but we're hoping, fingers crossed, it will be the next week or the week after. So, keep positive for that. I'm sure the Potter Dojo will be back open as soon as possible. And we'll get going. Okay. So thank you so much again for joining me this evening. Thanks for your kind messages. Gentlemen and ladies, thank you so much. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Oyasu nasai. Arigatou gozaimasu. Good night and see you next week. Have a nice weekend. じゃあまたね。Hey.